Okay, see Lindelof videos. We're going to use the distance formula again today to find a missing value. So we already know how to use the distance formula to find distance, but what if we knew the distance? What if the distance is what we knew, but one of these values, either the x's or one of the x's or the y's was missing? Then how would we do that? It's actually super easy. So this video should hopefully help you through that. And once you have it, baby, you have it. So here we go. So find the value of x if the distance between the points 3, -1 and x7 have a distance of 10 units. So what is it we know? We know that the distance formula, and we know in this case that the distance is 10. So we're going to use the distance formula, and we're just going to fill in the blanks. So use fill in the blanks. So go with what you know, and let's try this. So we have 10 is equal to the square root of, so we have x, the y value, sorry, the one x value that we do know is +1. So if we put it into the distance formula, right, it's x sub 1 minus x sub 2. This negative sign right here is formulaic, so it's in the formula. So when we put in that 3, we get negative positive, which is negative. So this turns into a -3, and that's why. So hopefully everybody's cool with that, because that's where it gets hung up. Let me fix this, because somebody's going to be like, dude, was that a 5 or whatever? So it's not a 5. It's not a 5. It is a -3. So here's my -3 quantity squared plus just filling in the distance formula. We know both y values, and they're 7 and -1. If I put that into here, if I put in negative, right, we have y sub 2 minus y sub 1. This negative sign is formulaic, so negative is positive, so it's +1, isn't it? +1, quantity squared. Finish the radical here. We're going to do a couple things. This is going to get easy. It's a pain in the neck to get it set up, but once it's set up, it gets easy. If you don't mind, I'm going to do 7 plus 1 is 8, and 8 squared is 64. So what did I do? I added 7 plus 1, I squared it, and I got 64. So I'm just going to put the 64, and I want you to remember why it's here. So there's your 64. Next thing I'm going to do, and it's what people actually hate, is I'm going to go ahead and expand this. So I'm going to take this joint out of here. I'm going to bring it over here, and I'm going to expand it. So x minus 3 squared, which means x minus 3 times x minus 3, right? And if I do FOIL, I'll get x squared minus 6x plus 9. Yeah, plus 9, right? So far, so good. This is just math. Everything is cool here. I'm going to actually drop it all over here. I'm going to continue my math. If you don't mind, I'm going to continue my math. Should I just continue it here? Equals. So remember, we expanded this out. So we got x squared minus 6x plus 9 plus this 64 comes down. So plus 64. So there's that. 9 plus 64. I'm just, look, man, I'm just cleaning up as we go. Otherwise, it just gets to be a lot. So I'm going to clean this up. 9, 64 plus 9. Remember, I just said that 64 plus 9 is still 73. So there's our new number. Just cleaned our math up a little bit. Now, here we go. I'm trying to keep this under 5 minutes. It's the new Charlie. Trying to keep it under 5 minutes. So to get rid of a square root, we square it, right? But using properties of algebraic equality, we know that we have to square both sides. So if we square a square root, it cancels out the radical, right? Remember, radicals are rational exponents, and I could show you why this is true, but we're not going to bother with this right this second. I'm going to square 10 and get 100. I'm going to square this square root and have it go some other place. And x squared minus 6x plus 73 is what we're left with. You're like, holy crap, how does that help me? Well, it helps you because we know that given quadratic equations, there's a standard form from which we can factor, and it's ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So that's where we are. We're really close to having this 0 here, except for there's 100 in the way. So we're going to take away 100 from both sides, 100. And that will give us 0. 0 equals x squared minus 6x minus, what is it, 27? Minus 27. I hope that's right. Minus 27. So this is in what we call factorable. Oh my gosh. Factorable. Oh my God. Please don't give up on me. Factorable form. He's the voice of genius. All right, so we're going to factor this out. my embarrassed? Now, somebody please keep it to yourself. All right, I'm a little bit embarrassed. So as I factor this, I need two numbers. When I multiply them, I get negative 27. But when I add them, I get negative 6. And I believe those numbers are x minus, what do I, x minus 3? No, it has to be x minus 9. X minus 9, x plus 3. And I can just check this math really quickly. Negative 9 plus 3 is this negative 6. Negative 9 times positive 3 is negative 27. So that's good math. So remember, it has to equal 0. So we'll use the zero product property and to solve for these factors. And we get here, we get x is equal to 9. And here we get x is equal to negative 3. So this is what you have to do now. And I'm not going to do it with you because I don't want to waste your time. You have to take these x values and plug them into this, plug it in up here and do your math and check your solutions, right? Check for the correct solution or solutions. Okay, so we did it. I think we did this in less than 6 minutes, I hope. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And if you haven't already subscribed, look a brother up.